Hello again, Adina Chumley with Working Journey. Today, the subject is headhunters, recruiters. Do you need one? If you're an executive level professional, white collar professional, it's probably a good idea. But what are the rules of the road? Well, I brought in Amy Sims with Snelling Professional Services to talk to us about what to look for in a recruiter. Keep in mind, this is not a paid placement. She is just a trusted colleague who happens to be at the top of her game. From a job seeker perspective, what is an advantage to working with somebody like you?
I work directly with the hiring managers. So I know what a manager wants to see in resume content and interview processes. I know what questions that they want to be asked and the things that you need to discuss with your specific experience to most impress them.
So when I'm looking at recruiters out there, is it better to look for somebody who specializes in a particular area, be it sales, or in your case, you're more of a technical engineering recruiter, correct?
Absolutely, yes. The best recruiters are going to have a very strong reputation within a specific industry. Those are people that they have worked with for many years, that they have developed really strong relationships with, and that they have gotten to know very well. My particular niche is working within the industrial automation industry. So I work with those manufacturers that are highly automated. And then I also work very heavily on a global scale with those manufacturers that actually make the machinery that goes into manufacturing and distribution centers. So that's my niche market, although I do handle other industrial capacities. And I'm often privy to vacancies that they don't want me made public knowledge yet. So for instance, if they want to terminate a poor underperforming employee, but they need a new candidate in place before they make that termination happen. So those types of jobs are not going to be posted on job boards. Also, a lot of companies don't invest the money or the time and resources that it takes to solely use job boards as their main source of applicants, because it takes a lot of money and it takes a lot of time to sort through the thousands of unqualified people that may submit their resumes.
Well, tell me this. When it comes to your sourcing, you're using what? LinkedIn, Indeed? What are your best platforms? And then I want you to talk to me about what do you want to find in a resume? What are you looking for?
Social media is definitely my number one sourcing tool, especially places like LinkedIn, but Facebook is developing a much stronger professional presence. So I'm seeing a lot of growth come from that. As far as resume content, that comes down to the particular needs of the job that I'm recruiting for and what that hiring manager is specifically looking for. For instance, we get down to the level of what is the mission of that job? Do they need a cultural change agent? Are they having employee retention issues? Is there a technical need that is currently not being filled? What are we looking for? So those are the things that I look for in a resume, much more so than the buzzwords that you might know.
What are the pitfalls? What do I need to look out for if I'm looking at potential recruiters to work with?
If a recruiter ever tries to charge you as a candidate, run the other way. My services are contingency based, which means that I'm only paid if I secure employment for my candidate with my client. Another thing that you should look for whenever you're considering a recruiter to work with, how much time are they spending with you? Those recruiters out there that so-called flip resumes, they are not conducting pre-screens. They are not conducting interviews. How well do they know you? How well do they know their hiring manager? That recruiter should be able to answer most of your questions about that job, about that company, and spend enough time with you to really learn about you and work with you as a career coach to guide you along that process.
That was going to be my next question, coaching and preparing for interviewing.
Oh, absolutely. I spend a ton of time with candidates before I send them out for an interview. We go through how to handle those challenging questions. What's your weakness? How have you handled conflict with your manager? Those types of things. And I know what my client's looking for specifically that's going to be the best fit for their culture. Sometimes we also need to address reasons for job changes, especially if there was an unfavorable reason on that candidate's behalf, and the best way to address that for the hiring manager.
Where are the job openings you're seeing right now for the engineering industrial automation?
I'm drowning in engineering work right now. I've got positions that I'm hiring for in Tennessee, in the Carolinas, Ohio, Michigan. Even though there is a pandemic right now, I've noticed that a lot of my companies have not so much taken a hit on the business side as so much as they've been hurt from supply chain inavailability. So whereas they still have the work, they're getting backlogged. They might not be able to get a part from a company in Germany, or they might not be able to get a technician to come service the machinery.
Well, Amy, love you, love what you're doing. I love your energy. And I would advise any of you, especially if you're in her area of expertise, the engineering, automation, technical, that sort of thing. She's your girl, just gonna tell you. Anyway, it's a pleasure. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Adina. You take care.
You too. We'll talk soon.